So we're going to take a little bit of a step back from that. We just want to touch up on Yorkshire again and just really make sure we're blowing across the bar lines and work on the great blend we've been working on. And then we're going to really dig into Festivo a little more. Sound good?
Yes.
Here we go. Play a little B flat. Don't play louder than the drum. Ready? Here comes in, right back out like a U-turn. Ready? Again. Ready? Okay, I want to do a little bit of an exercise where we're going to hold this B flat out. And I'm going to turn the metronome on, and what we're going to do is we're going to play for 4 counts on the low B flat, rest for 4 counts. And then we're going to play for 8 counts, and then rest for 4. Then play for 12 counts, rest for 4. Do you understand the process? So what we're going to do is we're going to work our way up to 20 playing for 20 counts. And then we're going to work our way back down to 16, 12, 8, and 4. Does that make sense? Okay, here we go. Can we play that low B flat again, just to hear that one last time? Get the sound in our head. Ready? Here we go. I'm going to turn the metronome on, and I will count you off. Here we go. 1, 2, and 4 counts. 2,
sustain our air longer.
So we're working on extending the phrases. Yeah. And so as we extend the phrases, what's one thing that, what are a couple things we want to keep in mind as we extend the phrase? Yeah, U-turn breath, getting this good.
So like the end of it.
Well, when we get good starts to the note every time, right? So, but as we're sustaining, what are the things we're thinking about as we lengthen the phrase?
Like air control, like how much air you put out at the beginning.
Yeah, we're kind of metering our air throughout that whole time, so we have consistent airflow the whole time. Yeah, great answer.
It's not an answer, but like when I was in 8th grade, we did the same technique, and it went all the way up to 32 counts and back down.
Yeah, this is a really great exercise to do, especially with young players, but it can be applied to the older players. Yes, did you? Yeah, keeping the pitch consistent as well as the airflow. And there's one thing that we want to work on keeping consistent. So we talked about our pitch and our airflow. So what's another thing we want to keep consistent?
Tone.
Yeah, you want to try and use air and use everything, but I heard someone say tone, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So we want to keep on let our tone be consistent. And now the thing that this does is as we extend the phrase, we start needing to use more and more air, and then when we bring it back, we start needing less and less air. So what naturally happens is we fill up the sound more as we come back down because we're training ourselves to use a greater quantity of air. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I'm going to do that one more time, and this time really focus on keeping the pitch consistent, the tone consistent through the airflow. The airflow is what's in charge, okay? Keep everything still here. Here we go. I'll count you off. And 4 counts 2. It's getting better. Start from that. Have the face set. There you go.
1,
read these before? I think we have, and then some people forget. That's the answer. Okay. There you go. Okay, raise your hand if you're playing the third. Interesting. Okay, so trumpets. Can you guys go to the fifth for me, just for right now, just for this exercise? All right, can I hear that chord again with the trumpets on the different fifth? Here we go. Just that last chord with the trumpets altered. Exercise that we've been doing. So starting on just B flat, and then we'll split to the fifth and then the third. Yeah? So we're doing on a B flat now instead of F. We're using this voicing. Here you go. Everyone on a B flat. Ready? Especially trombones, you guys have some moving lines throughout this. Really bring those out, okay? Here you go. Round one. keep making these great sounds. I really like where we're at today. Okay, so you guys are getting 2 cues from the first 2 eighth notes, right? Here we go, right at the beginning. So you're going to work on blowing across the bar lines, keeping that great sound in our head. Here we go, right at the beginning. That's kind of like our punctuation at the end of the phrase, right? So it seems a little more final just to have just a little bit of weight. Don't think of any accent, just they're a little bit heavier. Now, the other thing, so saxophone, when I asked you guys to back off 5%, I liked the dynamic that you were playing at, just it was a little bit of a bright tone quality, so just take 5% off and really focus on the sound, because it's scored well enough where you don't have to play out to be heard. Does that make sense? Because when you backed off, that's exactly what we need. Awesome. And, okay, here we go. Let's go right where we picked up. Stopped off there. Measure 2, or box 2. Pick up. Yep. A little bit quieter. Changing of texture. So what do we say texture really was? Can I get a hand? Yeah, the amount of parts, or a lot of times it's not necessarily about the numbers when people talk about texture, it's about the different groupings in the choirs. So if we look at kind of where we just were at measure 4, the general family that's playing, what's our texture there? What was that? Yeah, it's sort of a brass choir moment. I know there are some extra things going on in the woodwinds just to kind of fill in and fortify the melody a little bit, but it's a brass choir. And if we look back at box 3, what's our texture there? Yeah, it's a woodwind choir moment. So we even have a key change at 4 that's going to help us make that transfer between the two. So I want to start. Let's start pickups to 3. Really listen to the difference between the sounds of the woodwind choir and the brass choir, just to get the different textures happening. Pick up to 3. There is a rest on B4, but the brass has pickups on B4, if that makes sense. So you have to go all the way to the bookends of the beat. Now, at box 5, everyone comes in, right? So we start filling out. What did Mr. Atchison say yesterday about thicker texture as opposed to thinner texture? Yeah, when you're playing in a really more filled texture, a forte doesn't mean every individual is at a forte, the ensemble is at a forte. So let's take it. Can we take back pickups to 4, and when everyone comes in at 5, really work on making your most resonant, balanced sound as an ensemble. Okay? Get your ears across like we do when we're moving by half steps. Here we go. Pickups to 4. A little more confidently, if you have those 2/8 note pickups on B4, really push across the bar line into B1. 160? 160? It is not going to be
Let's
160.
do it. 130.
Alright, here we go. Can I have your eyes and ears, please? I would love to, right now, before we get into this, can we play our B flat scale? But the rhythm is going to be what we have in the first two bars. One, dum, dum. So we play. Does that make sense? So I'm going to turn the metronome on. Without me fumbling around the keyboard, does that make sense? Here we go. Here we go. Stop. We're going up the scale. Go. Does that make sense now? Anyone have any questions? All right, here we go. Okay, and then at the end, I will give the whole just a B flat out at the end, okay? So, do you guys notice at the beginning it was kind of ragged and we weren't matching, right? Did we hear that as far as note lengths? And then about halfway through on the way up, we really started to listen and match each other. So, imagine if we're playing the beginning of Festivo and we only really have 4 bars to lock this rhythm in. That's not a whole lot of time. So we have to know the sound that we want in our head and match sooner. So, can we think? Toe, 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 toe. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing again. Going up the scale, just like this. Here we go. B flat scale, yes. Here we go. Everyone set, ready to go. Okay, so if we think conceptually just about the parts of the note, I like to think that there are 3 different parts to the note. Let's just say that, for example, we're playing a whole note. There is the beginning of the note, there is the end of the note, and then there's all this in the middle. Right? Yeah?
Yes.
So, what happens at the beginning of the note? There are 2 really main things that happen. We articulate and the air starts, right? Yes? The air is what starts the note, but the tongue defines the start of the note. So, we have to get the tongue out of the way sooner, so that way we can get to the center of the note and we can resonate more. Okay? We need to get to the full body of the note. I want to do this exercise again. This time, don't use any tongue. Only air attacks. Ha. Ha, ha. Can we do that? Here, just air attacks. It's going to require fast air right at the start of the note. Air attacks. 1, 2, 3. Fast air. Drive G1. Good. Drive across. Good. Okay, so we got a much more resonant sound because the tongue wasn't in the way at all. Now, I want to add a light tongue, 1 taste bud back in, just so we can clean up the starts of the notes and make sure they're perfectly in time. But remember, it's the air that starts the note, tongue out of the way sooner to get to the valve and the resonating part of the note. Yes? Here we go. Adding the tongue back in, one taste bud. Go. Excellent. Awesome. Now, I want to play right at the start of Festivo. Keep that same thinking process about the airspeed and your articulation. Okay? Here we go. Right at the beginning of Festivo. Excellent work. That cleaned up a lot. Let's do that again. I just want to do those first 6 bars, okay? Just the first 6 bars. Listen to each other and match. Match the same way you did on the scale. Fast there right away. Tongue defines the start of the note. Now, make sure, we definitely do want to drive across the bar line, T-T. But don't let that beat, the one on the and of 4, be long. Okay, T, T, T. Here we go, last time. Love to keep going right now. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so, trumpets. That time our articulation sounded a little bit like a tomato being thrown against a wall. Flat. Still control everything and keep it nice and controlled. Here we go. Can I get just trumpets at measure 6? Just trumpets at 6. Here you go. 1, 2, 3. Now, let's do that same thing again. This time bring out the accents that are written. Here we go. Think about a forward motion happening. Don't think it's vertical. Think across the bar line. At 6. 2, 3. Good. Here we go. Can you get everyone at 6? Everyone at 6 now. I know you guys are resting. Here we go. Everyone's in this time. Think about the accented notes being 5 pounds and the unaccented notes being 3 pounds. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. you guys have 30? You guys have a box for 30? Okay, let's start counting at 30 just because we have a box there. Here you go. 32, ready, and. Alright, this time, can you guys use no tongue at all, just air attacks? Just air attacks. Here you go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's see if we can clean up that first note just a little bit. 1, 2, keep going. Alright, so you see how there are those accents written on the quarter notes before the eighth notes, right? So we're leaning in those. Let's do that again. Still no tongue. Lean more across the slurs. Here you go. Again. 1. Now, add in the tongue just to add a little more definition to the start of those notes. Here you go. Very good. Much improved. Well, here you go. 1, 2. Now, we're gonna do that one last time. This time, don't let the tongue distort the sound. I think we still had a good emphasis, but our sound was distorted. Here you go. Excellent. Here we go. Everyone at 30 now. Everyone at 30. Here you go. Red trumpets. Welcome back to rehearsal. Missed you guys. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. At measure 30, just with the metronome. Here we go. Everyone at 30. 1, 2, 32. And start playing over top. I mentioned 44, going before 45. You guys are supposed to be like the clouds over top of everything that's happening, because all this energy is still happening. But woodwinds, you guys play a little bit lighter, just as a woodwind choir sitting on top of the brass. So brass, still keep the same energy in the articulation and air behind the tongue, but realize that there's a new thing happening. Remember, new things are more important than the same, right? Here we go. Same thing, back at 30. Back at 30. Okay, so we sound really uncertain when we put that in a full group setting. Right now, it's not too bad, but we have to be super sure about where those are. Here we go. Let's have it. We have everyone. Let's see. Can we start measure 42? Measure 42, everyone. All right, 42. That's the measure before you guys, once you guys have your B4 pickups. There you go. Measure 42. 1, 2, 42, and then 1. Now, so second trumpets. When we start doing something different at measure 50, make sure that we still are balancing down to what the first trumpets are doing. Since they're playing the same thing again, that's really the melody. You guys are just a variation on that. So, can I get just trumpets? One before 50. Second trumpets, don't try and take over everything. Just be a little extra spice on the side. Yeah? Here we go. 1, 2, ready. So, think about connecting in between second trumpets. You have the D to the F. D, 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 D. We connect that just a little bit more. Again. 1, 2, 3. Right idea. Right idea. Just control what we're doing here a little better. Here we go. Again. 1, 2, 3. Good. Now, this first trumpets, when we get to the end, don't think da-da. Really finish the phrase. Here we go. Same thing again. Keep going. 1, 2, 3. Good. Here we go. Let's have everyone back at 42 again. Everyone back at 42. Great. 1, 2, ready. Can we do a little more phrasing with these? Just general. Da, da, dee, da, da, dee, da. Just follow the line. Get a little rise and fall just with the writing. Here we go. Woodwinds, can we go? Let's go at 42 again. Just woodwinds. And this time, start a little softer on these phrases. Get big and come back. There you go. 42. 1, 2, ready. I think we can do a little bit more. Same thing again. Same thing again. I'm not going to keep time. You guys can time yourself. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. Good. So that's kind of the idea. I think we can still do more shaping, and I think where we get at the top of the dynamic level is okay, but we need to start a little bit softer and come back down a little softer. Okay? Yeah? Sweet. All right, here we go. And just keep transferring that on throughout the rest of this section.
Yeah, you all are doing a good job at like the crescendoing up part, but it's the getting softer part that's hard. And that's not what's coming across. You're like dee da da dee da da da, but you never came back down. We have to exaggerate the down, okay?
Here we go. Everyone at 42 now. Everyone at 42. It's an all skate. Here we go. Yes.
I love those ones.
Yeah. Yes, but that's just the way get a good start to the note, but we do want to have that musical rise and fall. It's a good question, though. You guys never heard of an all skate? You guys ever heard of roller skating? Yeah, like roller skating. Yeah.
That's what I said.
Kids these days. Here we go, 42.
Hey. I'm new.
Here we go, 42. 1, 2, trumpets and horns and trombones, baritones, and tuba. So, all the brass.
Yeah.
As we get to measure 77, we start having quarter notes and eighth notes. Yeah? Which is different from what we've been having. So, as a part, the descending, raise your hand if you have descending quarter notes. Just to measure 77, 78. All right. Raise your hand if you have eighth notes, repeated eighth notes. Which do we think is more important, the eighth notes or the quarter notes?
Quarter notes.
Yeah, the quarter notes. So can I hear just those people play at 77 quarter note people? So second trumpets and second trombones and tuba. Really good. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. All those same people, so I want to hear the eighth notes as well. But really bring the quarter notes out. Here we go. All brass are in at 77. Here we go. There we go. Hi. Welcome to rehearsal. 1, 2, ready. Yeah, tubas. Really drive down. Even more. Again. Second drums, you're doing a good job. Little crisper tones though. Don't let it get long. Here. 1, 2, ready. So, are we going to naturally get louder or softer when we play lower?
Softer.
Softer. So, not only do we have to fight that tendency by playing louder in the first place, but we really have to think about crescendoing as well. Here we go. Last time. Really drive down. 1, 2, ready. Excellent. All right, guys. Thank you so much for working with me today. I think we got a lot done. Thank you.
Before you leave, guys, listen. I'm gonna talk fast. You need to listen. Listen, we're at a pretty good place right now. I feel really good about notes, rhythms, and all that stuff. We're missing the